Hi, everyone. I'm here to speak with you a little bit about what's called a personal brand. I think this is a very interesting topic. It's something that's become more well-known and discussed over the last few years. And it's something that's going to be important to not just you as a person, but to you as a professional when you are ready to find a job and when you're actually at work doing that job. So for the next couple minutes, we're going to talk about personal brand. And I'm going to ask some questions. And when I do, your teacher is going to pause the video so that you have time to discuss your answers to the questions. And then I'm going to share a little with you about what I believe a personal brand is, what my personal brand is, as well as why I think personal brands are important and why you should think about them as important to you as well. So my first question before we get started is, what is a personal brand? So if you could just take a minute and think about what you believe is a personal brand, and your teacher is going to ask you, some of you, to share what your personal brand is. Okay, great. Now that you've had a quick chance to discuss what a personal brand is and what you think it is, and what I want you to do now is I'm going to ask you in just a second to write down on a piece of paper 5 characteristics or things about you that you think are special and make up your personal brand. So these could be anything about you, but what I want you to really think about when you write these things down are things that you think are good qualities about you, things that people would look up to or believe are positive, and things that you would hope that people would say about you when speaking with you not in the room. Right? Things that they would highlight about you as a person. So if you could go ahead and if your teacher could pause the video, what I would like you to do is write down on a piece of paper 5 things about you that you think make up your personal brand. Okay, great. So hopefully you wrote down 5 things that you're really proud of about yourself. And what's really important for you to realize is that as you get older and you have more experience in life, your personal brand will change, and that's okay. And so for a test, before we move on to the next part, what I would like your teacher to do, he or she is going to pause the video again and have you ask other members of your class to give you an example of one thing that they think makes up your personal brand. So if I had a friend here beside me, I would say to my friend, hey, I think you're a really honest person. That's part of your personal brand. And I want you to listen to the things that people say about you and think about whether they match what you wrote down about yourself. So we're going to take just a couple minutes. You're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to come back together and I'm going to share some thoughts I have about personal brand. All right, great. So here's the important thing with personal brand. How you think about yourself is really, really important, but how other people perceive you is just as important. And if you walk around in life and you believe that you're honest, and you believe that you can be trusted, and you believe that you work hard, but the people around you don't agree with you, they don't think you're honest, if they think that you're lazy, then it doesn't really matter what you believe your personal brand is. What matters is what other people believe your personal brand is. And what they believe is a direct result of their experience with you. And so when we think about personal brands, it is important to believe what you stand for and who you think you are and what makes you special. But what is equally important is how other people see you because of the actions that you take and the way that you carry yourself. And so I wrote down a few things about my personal brand that I hope are the way that other people see me. And one way that I try to make sure is that I ask people that I respect. Sometimes I ask them to describe me, or when I handle a situation and they're a part of that situation, I ask them to give me feedback about it so that I can see if the way I want to be perceived is the way that people see me or not. So some of the things that I wrote down for my personal brand are that I'm creative, that I'm kind, that I'm a team player, that I give credit to other people for the things that they accomplish or for the part that they played on our team. So I make sure they get credit. I don't take the credit. I also feel very strongly that when something goes wrong, I take ownership of the part that I was responsible for and for the team's failure. And whenever our team has success, I make sure that everybody else gets credit before me. And I think that's a really important thing to do. I believe that in my personal brand, I am good at identifying and solving problems, that I'm generous, that I'm always willing to help other people, that I'm hardworking, that I'm smart, and that I'm good at connecting people. And so what this means is in the workplace, other people will want to work with me because I am so good to work with. Because I realize that in my personal brand, it's not about just me. It's about the people that I'm going to team up with in order to accomplish our shared goals, right? And so I'm not someone that just goes out and does what I want in the way that I think is right. I listen to other people's opinions, and then I approach our work with a team attitude. And so my personal brand, hopefully, if I had to boil all of that down, my personal brand is that I'm somebody that other people want to work with. And when they're picking their team, if I'm the right fit for their team, I'm one of the people that they think of first. And for me, that's my personal brand. I'm a good teammate. And so as you think about this and you think about the choices that you have to make, it's really important to realize you don't have to be perfect. You don't always have to be right. What you need to be is willing to grow, willing to work hard, and to be someone that's a good teammate. Because at the end of the day, nobody ever accomplishes anything alone. They accomplish things with a team. So I hope that helps you with your thoughts around a personal brand. I look forward to the person that you will become in the future. And I hope that you're able to take an honest look at the person you are today and to think about who you really want to be and how you're going to get there.